testing of hypothesis. This is unit 5. Okay, so here we have testing of hypothesis. Before going to learn this, we would learn some terms: population and sample. Okay. First of all, I will ask one question. Suppose I want to find 1,000 pens. Is I'm going to check 1,000 pens? Is it writing or not? For checking the purpose of pens, is I'm going to check 1,000 pens?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
We will take some pens, right? From that, we will take some pens and we will check that. So if you have some large quantity, you won't be check the total observations or total things. You will take some part of it and you will check that, right? So that the whole collection is called population, and what we are taking is called sample. Suppose if you want to check if you have any fever, if you are going to test a blood sample, suppose test. So the doctor will take a sample of blood. He is not taking your whole blood. He will take some 5 ml or 3 ml of blood. That is called sample. That whole collection of blood is called a population. So sometimes we won't check the whole quantity. Sometimes we will take some part of this and we will check further. So that is called a sample, and the collection is called a population. Okay. So the collection of things, the collection of objects is called a population. And what we select from the population is called a sample. And this is subset of population. And population may be finite or infinite, okay? Sometimes finite means the students in the class we can count, and the stars we can't count. That may be example for infinite. So sample, suppose I have a population 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is suppose population. For sample I will take 1, 2, 3. So this is a subset of population, right? So sample is always a finite subset of population. So for checking the purpose of population, we will go for sample. Okay. So we all know what is mean. What is the notation for mean? Mu, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So variance is nothing but sigma square, and standard deviation is sigma. So these are all the notation for population also. If you want to find the mean for the population, you will go for the notation mu, sigma square, sigma for variance and standard deviation. For sample it will be changed, okay? You have to remember the notations. What is mean here means x bar. Here the notation will be changed. Mean we will denote x bar. Variance we will denote it as s square. And standard deviation if you take square. You have to remember this, okay? Because in the problems we will use these notations. Okay. We have another word, proportion. So proportion is nothing but probability. That meaning suppose if there is 500 voters, 500 voters are there. I want to check which party is willing. I am taking 300, 200 sample. So here I am asking to 300 people to whom you are voting. So they are saying that it will vote to party 1, it will to party 2. So the proportion is nothing but, the proportion of winning party 1 is nothing but 300 out of 500. So This is nothing but proportion. So, this is nothing. You also know that head and tail, if you take probability 1/2, same like that. So we call proportion is also probability. So 300/500 means there is a winning chance of 41 of probability. So this much out of that much, out of total much is nothing but proportion. Remember in simple words, if you have 5 defective out of 50, that means 5/50 is nothing but proportion. Okay. So proportion we denote capital P for population and small p for sample. And we know the formula of P plus Q equals to 1, right? So same, P plus Q equals to 1. So you can calculate Q also, 1 minus P. So remember one thing, capital P is for population, small p is for sample. Okay, we have some error for this. That is, okay. So for population, we don't know, suppose if we don't know parameters of the population. Parameters is nothing but this one, okay. So mean, variance, standard deviation is called population. Parameters, mean, variance, standard deviation is called statistic. Okay. So to find the population is parameters of population is very difficult. For that I will take sample and I will check what is mean, what is standard deviation of population from mean, from sample. So some error will be there. Suppose this is whole part, but I want to check only, I will check only this part. There may be a error the remaining part. So there may be some error. That is called standard error, okay. So for x bar, what is the formula for standard error? Means sigma by root n. And for the proportion, P under root PQ by n. You have to remember this. Okay. Here we have same z values. You have to find what is z values, okay. For that I will here we have a test procedure for finding this. Ranjit.
Madam.
Okay. Mahesh. Mahesh, are you there?
Yes, madam.
G. Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have a test procedure for finding test of hypothesis. So what is the meaning by test of hypothesis means? Because we will assume something, that assuming value is correct or not. That is, we will go for test of hypothesis. So we have some procedure for test of hypothesis. That is first one, step 1.
Ma'am, మొత్తం కనిపిస్తలే మ్యామ్. Okay, ma'am.
Step 1, you have to write the statements of hypothesis. Here we have 5 steps. You have to write that statements of hypothesis. So we have 2 hypotheses. This is step 1, null hypothesis. What is meant by null hypothesis? And we will denote it as H naught, okay? Null means 0, right? So we will denote hypothesis mean H, null means 0. So H naught is nothing but it is a statement of no difference. It is a statement of no difference. That meaning if we assume something value 56 for population. If we get the value, suppose after checking the procedure, if you get the value mu equals to something. So if you get that after checking the value 56, that meaning there is no difference. So null hypothesis means H naught, it is a statement of no difference. Okay. Alternative hypothesis. This is step 2. Alternative hypothesis. It is a contradiction of null hypothesis. It is a complementary. And remember one thing, for all the problems you have to write all these things, because for each step you have marks. It is a complementary of H naught. Complementary means opposite one. So we will denote it as H1, and here H naught is nothing but mu equals to mu naught. We will consider mu equals to mu naught. That meaning what we assumed value we will consider. And remember one thing, we always take in the null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis, we will consider only population parameters. We won't go for x bar, s square, s. We will go for mu, sigma square, sigma. So it is a statement of no difference, and we will denote mu equals to mu naught. Okay. Next, this is nothing but, here it is a opposite means mu naught equals to mu naught, yes. Opposite of this one means. So there is a 3 possibilities. That may be mu greater than mu naught, mu less than mu naught. Here we have 3 possibilities. H1 either not equals to mu not equals to mu naught, mu greater than mu naught, mu less than mu naught. So if you mu not equals to mu naught, that meaning either mu greater than mu naught or mu less than mu naught. We will have another, who is that one who led the class? Excuse me, you have to learn this procedure because you have to write each and every problem. These statements you have to write. So this is called two-tailed.
Thank you, Anu.
Here we have only one possibility. That's why we call it one-tailed. And here we call the same also one-tailed. Mahesh left. Who is that Mahesh? Okay. So one-tailed, and here we have the tail to the right hand side. This is called right tail. And this is called left tail. Okay. So this is the step 2. Next, step 3. You have to write level of significance. That is alpha. What is meant by alpha? We all know what is a normal curve. Okay. So this is x equals to mu, and this is also z equals to 0. Okay. So always we will calculate for z values. Always we will consider from this to this line. Either maybe last here it may be. We don't go for this part because it will be for up to plus infinity. Because we don't have the table values for plus infinity, we always rejecting this area, right? And some part of this. So this called a rejection area. Okay, so this is called rejection area, and these points are called critical points. And we will denote these two regions. We will take this as alpha. The point of rejection is called alpha. What is this value? The total value is 1. From here to here, 1. If you remove this, you will get this one. 1 minus alpha. So the level of significance is nothing but here. This is the region alpha. And this is alpha by 2, and this is also alpha by 2.
ఇచ్చేసిన ఆ రోజు రాత్రి గుర్తొచ్చిందా?
ఇప్పుడు చెల్లు ఇప్పుడు చెల్లిగా
Is it visible?
ఎట్టిచ్చేస్తే
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
So alpha by
Visible.
2 alpha. What happened?
ప్రాసెస్
నథింగ్ మ్యామ్.
Okay. So usually in the problems they will mention the alpha value. If it is not there, you have to consider alpha equals to either 5% or 1%.
బ్రో అంతా మనే.
I will tell you after the steps how I am going for alpha. And next step 4 is nothing but you have to calculate
ఎందుకు బ్రో పైన
Z value.
ఉన్నది?
Okay. Sometimes it for x minus mu by sigma, and sometimes you will get a sigma by root n.
క్యాపిటల్స్ కదా
X minus mu by s by root n.
నేను అందుకే భయపడ్డా.
These are the formulas for Z. So because this is the standard error formula, x bar minus mu, here I am taking x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. So you have to remember this formula. In general, we will calculate Z equals to x minus mu by sigma. In third unit, we have found this. So why I am taking this one means for x bar, the standard error is sigma by root n. In the place of sigma, we will have sigma by root n. In the place of x, we will have x bar, because x bar is the mean of sample and mu is the mean of proportion. Next, the last step is step 5. You have to take a modulus of z, calculated z. Here we will get some value of z. You have to take the modulus, and if it is
ఎవరైనా ఫోన్ చేస్తే సార్ బయటికి వెళ్తుంది
less than tabulated z, we will get like this: calculated z greater than table z. Here we will get calculated z less than table z, or calculated mod z less than. We will get like this: less than means accept h naught, and greater than means reject h naught. Reject h naught means accept h. We are rejecting h naught means alternative is we are accepting h1. Okay, this is a procedure for finding the for test of hypothesis. Okay, what is meant by tabulated z? We will get calculated z by using this, but how we will get the tabulated z? For this, you have to know the values of
టేబుల్
two-tailed, 5%, 1%, 10%. Now you have to answer me, okay? Satya, are you there?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Satya, Y-U-I.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Venkatesh,
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Bhushan, Bharat Bhushan.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Okay. So here 5% rejection we have. Okay. What is meant by two-tail? This is nothing but two-tail. If you have a figure like this, one-tailed means if you have left hand side, this is called left tail, and if you have suppose right hand side, this is called right tail. So here we have to find the z value for two tail and for left tail and for right tail also. That is nothing but tabulated z. Okay, so 5% alpha we have. These are the values of 5%. Suppose I am taking alpha equals to 5%. This is the region, right? I am finding for right tail first. Okay, this is alpha equals to 5%. Okay, what I told you, from here to here, what is the percentage? Area percentage 50%. This is the symmetric line, so this is 50%. Okay. If I remove 5%, what is the area we will left here?
45.
45%. That meaning the value of the area is 0.45, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I am taking here Z, so what is the value of Z? We all found here. In the previous chapter, that is in the third chapter, we found what is the value of Z if we have area 0.45. Can you tell me? Do you have textbooks? Okay. We got here 0.45, right? Now look at here. Where it is 0.45. Tell me where it is 0.45. Here 4595. Anjesh left. CR left. Okay. This is 4505, right? Tell me what is the value of Z?
0.45.
What? This is area. What is the value of Z? Z value means you have to take the column
0.1736, ma'am.
1.6 and 5.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the value of Z means you have to look at this, right? 1.6 here and the value here 5. 1.65. Did you forget how I am taking Z?
0.4.
అర్థమైందా ఇక్కడ?
అర్థమైంది మ్యామ్.
4505. 0.45 means you have to look at here 1.6. Next here 5. 1.65 is the Z value. So for the right tail, what I am getting 1.65. The Z value I am asking here. For the left also same, right? Same 5%. Same 45%. Same 0.45. You get minus 1.65. That's it. You will get the minus symbols for left hand side. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Because here we have Z equals to 0, to the right hand side plus Z, to the left hand side minus Z. That's it. Okay, now tell me two tail. I'm taking alpha equals to 5%. That meaning this region and this region is 5%. 5% means 2.5, 2.5. Then what is this region? From here to here, what is the region?
2.5.
45, ma'am. 47.5.
47.5, right? Hello, the remaining one, Bharat Bhushan.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay? 47.5?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it is 2.5. From here to here up to plus infinity. That is 50%. You already taken this as 2.5. The remaining will be 47.5. Now tell me what is the value of Z? 47.5 means? Now look at the table and tell me where it is 475.
1.89, ma'am. 1.89.
1.89.
Yes, ma'am.
And the remaining one? Can you tell me the value of this one? This is the value? 475? Bharat Bhushan.
మేడం కనిపిస్తలే మేడం కింద.
కనిపిస్తలేదా?
475. Yes, madam. అదే.
Now tell me the value of Z. Here we have 475. Here we have 1.9. What is the row here? 6. 1.96. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
475 means you have to consider 1.9 and the upper one 1.96. For two tail you got a Z value 1.96. Okay, so is it clear how I am taking the table values? So same, this is tabulated Z. So for 1% also you have to take same. You have to take same like that. How I am going for 1% means, okay, alpha is 1%, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So for right tail this is 1%. The remaining will be
49.
okay. Now look at the table and tell me what is the value of this one. 49% means 0.49. Do you have the table values? What is the starting one here?
2.33, ma'am.
2.33.
0.2.
2.33. Yes. So this is the value of Z for right tail. For two tail, and it will be minus. For two tail means this is 1%, 1% means 0.5, right?
Yes, ma'am.
49.5. That meaning 0.495. Now tell me what is the value of Z? Where it is 495. Okay, 4946, 4951. 2.5 and here we have 8. 2.58.
2.58.
So that is 2.58. Is it okay? Did you understand how I am taking the table values of Z?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to find for 10% also. I am finding 5% and 1%. Can you find the 10%?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you are getting here, suppose level of significant alpha equals to 5%. If it is, if you are taking mu naught equals to mu naught, if you get two tail, you have to go for Z value for this. Okay? Here you have to take Z value something. That is nothing but table Z. Here calculated Z is nothing but from the formula you will get some answer. So that is calculated Z. Okay. Here we have type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 and type 2. What is meant by type 1 error? Reject H naught when it is true. Accept H naught when it is wrong. So this is the statements of this, that one. Type 1 error means reject H naught when it is true. Type 2 means accept H naught when it is wrong. For this understanding purpose, I am taking the same example. Suppose I want to buy 1000 pens. For checking the 1000 pens, suppose that producer who selling the 1000 pen claimed that 70% pens are writing. His claim is 70% may be writing. So for this, suppose I am taking 70% means 700 are working, right? Okay, for this, for checking purpose, I am taking 10 pens. Suppose here 6 pens are writing. I am checking 10 pens, but only 6 pens are writing and 4 pens are not writing. What I will do? He claimed 70% right. And mean if I am taking 10, there must be 7 persons will write. But here only 6 persons are writing. So I will reject the 1000 pens. taking sample of 10, I will reject 1,000 pens. I won't buy 1,000 pens because here only 6 pens are writing, but he told 70% are writing. So I am rejecting that sample. Maybe there is a chance that in the place of 700, 800 also working. But considered and 10 pens, from that only I am rejecting. I am not checking 700 pens. There may be 800 also working, but I am rejecting. So reject H naught when it is true. There may be a chance of true, but I am rejecting by taking sample of only 10 pens. Suppose 10 pens, in 10 pens, 8 are working. In 10 pens, 8 are working. But in 1,000 pens, only 600 are working. By seeing 10 pens, I am going to buy this 1,000 pens. After checking, I got the 600 only working. That meaning I am getting loss here. By seeing 10 pens, I am saying that 1,000 pens, okay, 70% are working. So I am accepting that. Accepting H naught when it is wrong. That is type 2. Okay? You are accepting, you are taking, but it is wrong. That is type 2. You are rejecting, but when it is true. That is type 1 and this is type 2. Did you understand type 1 error and type 2 error?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are accepting, but it is after checking that only 600 pens are working. That means you are going for type 2 error. So these are for test procedure and type 1 and type 2 error. You have the here problems. Shall I start the problem or?
No, ma'am.
Excuse me. Shall I start the problem?
There is no enough time, ma'am.
Yes, 7 minutes are there. Okay. Khizar, Aftab Khizar, who is that? Aftab Khizar.
Hello, madam.
Your rule number?
27.
27. Regular?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Akash,
Yes, ma'am.
your rule number?
126 regular.
Okay. Balakrishna,
101, ma'am.
not one. Okay. Bharat Raj,
Yes, ma'am. 114.
114. Okay.
Regular.
Okay. G Mahesh,
129, madam.
129. G Krishna,
112, ma'am. Regular.
112. Okay. So Kollati Jayashree,
14, ma'am.
14. Regular?
No, ma'am.
Okay. K Krishna, Krishna. K Krishna, are you there? Okay. Can anyone tell the rule number of K Krishna?
117, ma'am. Regular
117.
117.
Okay. Ramakrishna,
132, ma'am.
132. Ranjit,
102, ma'am. Regular.
102. Okay. Anjesh,
124.
124.
Yes,
Satya,
Ellie 124.
124. Okay. Venkatesh,
Regular 125, ma'am.
బ్రో ఇంకో 10 రూపాయలు ఇరాదు బ్రో.
70 రూపాయలు ఉంది బ్రో నాకు.
మరి ఉంచుకోరాదు బ్రో.
అయిపోతే బ్రో అంటే
ఎందుకు బ్రో? బ్రో